guy to watch. He leads South Alabama in scoring and rebounding. LSU will counter with the quintet presented by Atmos Energy. Andre Stringer having a nice year. Ralston Turner making his 33rd start. He's played in every game in which he's been physically able. And, of course, Storm Warren trying to come off an 0-for-11 performance in his last outing. Let's look at the Napa Auto Parts Series history. These teams have played twice, and the Tigers have won both of those, the last time by 15 in Mobile. Here's a look at our MicrographTairRestoration.com injury report. Fortunately, not much for either side. Xavier Carter does have a leg contusion, but will play tonight. He was bruised in the last outing against Florida State. Ronnie Arrow is in his second stint on the bench at South Alabama. He's had a couple of 20-win seasons and an NCAA appearance since 2007. And, of course, Trent Johnson trying to rebound from a couple of subpar years on the LSU bench. He was the SEC Coach of the Year in his first season at LSU and took the team into the NCAA tournament. It's time for the opening tip-off presented by Louisiana Cat, and we are underway. LSU in white and South Alabama in the dark uniforms. It'll be interesting to see this young man, Hickey, who came highly regarded. Hickey at the point, inside LSU goes immediately, and a miss stuck back in, however, by the big guy, Justin Hamilton, and at 7 feet, he has made a presence inside for LSU this season.
He definitely has done a great job. All the LSU starters in double figures, except for Storm Warren, but they're going inside early, if you saw that. Their focus is trying to get to the inside. South Alabama doesn't have anybody taller than 6'7".
Roberson strokes one from the left side over the double team. Now, Roberson, a junior out of Paris Junior College.
South Alabama is focusing on using their quickness because you see they're in a zone right now.
The outside jumper won't fall for Ralston Turner, the sophomore out of Muscle Shoals, Alabama. South Alabama likes to get up and down the court. It will shoot the three, as you mentioned, quite frequently, but it's coming off an backcourt violation. Anderson stepped behind the line with his right foot, a careless mistake at midcourt.
Yeah, and South Alabama's going to have to be really, really, really careful not to allow small mistakes like that to cost in this game. They got to make sure that they have a great game tonight if they want to be in this one at the end of it.
South Alabama is coming off an 0-for-24 performance from three-point range. That ties an NCAA record for futility. And speaking of three-pointers, Anthony Hickey rattles one home. Hickey is now 11 for 25 from beyond the arc.
That's a nice job by Andre Stringer of penetrating and finding Hickey out at the top.
Rubin strokes that sweet jump shot from the left side. Both buckets by South Alabama have come from the left wing.
And that's exactly what we talked about. There's Hickey on one end for LSU and Rubin on the other end. Two lead scorers for both of these squads.
Hickey with the leaner in the lane. It bounces off the iron. Hamilton had a chance for it, but mistimed his jump. And here comes Anderson on the run. LSU gets back quickly. Hickey knocked that ball loose, but it's retrieved by South Alabama's Rubin, and it's going to go to LSU.
Now, this year for LSU, Andre Stringer has moved to the off-guard position. Obviously at 5'8", you got two 5'8" guards for LSU, and then, of course, you have Turner, who's basically playing the 3-guard. But it's working well for them. They're both quick, they're both strong.
And Stringer will take one from just about anywhere.
They both can shoot it from deep.
Andre Stringer with a three-pointer following the one by Anthony Hickey. And LSU off to an 8-4 lead. Hammond spinning, draws the double team, makes a nice move, misses, and Rubin is there to clean it up.
And what we can see with Rubin is he's always in the right spot. He has a nose for the ball, and he just puts himself in a position to get those trash buckets.
Rubin has led South Alabama in scoring and rebounding in each of the first 3 games. The Jaguars are 1-2 on the season.
Johnny O'Brien, the freshman, the leading scorer already, has the highest point total in one game for LSU this year as he came in for Storm Warren already 2.5 minutes into the game.
O'Brien is averaging just under 10 points a game. Carter missed on the follow. Ball hits the deck. O'Brien had his hands on it. It goes out of bounds and will go to LSU. O'Brien out of Cleveland, Mississippi. one of the guys that Trent Johnson is counting on to reverse the fortunes from the last 2 seasons.
Yes, definitely is. And you know, when you look at the fact that you got firepower coming off the bench, that's something that LSU has with O'Brien coming off the bench that they haven't had in years past.
O'Brien is still a bit raw in some phases of the game, but he brings a lot of energy and a lot of strength.
And talent. You know, he really, and size as well, something the LSU team has not had. Justin Hamilton, the first 7-footer at LSU in a while.
Here's O'Brien spinning, using that strength. This is the 4-footer off the back iron. The rebound cleared by Trey Anderson, a 6'3" junior. Anderson wants it back. Roberson comes up firing and knocks it down. Roberson with a couple of buckets. Rubit with a couple of buckets. They have divided the 8 points for South Alabama.
South Alabama not making it easy on LSU to bring the ball down court as they're in at 1-2-2.
There's an example of O'Brien's strength. He kicks it out. Stringer takes the pass from Hamilton, and he strokes another one. A pair of threes in the early going for Andre Stringer, who's making his 36th consecutive start.
Stringer can get hot in a hurry, so South Alabama's going to have to do a better job of reaching out there to get to him.
We'll take a timeout here with 15:52 remaining in the first half. Presented by Gulf Coast Office Products. Congratulations to the SEC Player of the Week, Tony Mitchell of Alabama. He was named the Puerto Rico tip-off MVP. The Freshman of the Week, Rodney Hood of Mississippi State. A couple of wins over ranked Texas A&M and Arizona. 10 players are on the Naismith preseason watch list. SEC leads all conferences with that number. And don't forget the SEC tournament will be played in New Orleans March 8th through 11th for only the 3rd time in the Crescent City. LSU off to a good start. A pair of threes by Stringer, one by Hickey, a bucket by Hamilton.
4 of 10 from the field so far. This is really a fast-paced game, and we talked about how LSU is going to be exciting this year. And offensively, they have a lot more firepower.
Roberson throws it across the defense for a deep 3 by Anderson. He misses it, but South Alabama keeps it alive momentarily. There's a scrum for the loose ball. It is still loose, and it's picked up and thrown by Warren to Hickey. Down he comes, misses, tip, no good. White couldn't get it to go. Malcolm White checked in during the last timeout. John Isaac, the freshman from Leesville, also in the game.
Right, and John Isaac brings a defensive presence as a freshman once again. You know, you talked about the fact that there will be more freshmen on the court, and LSU showing that right now.
Let's look at our Gulf Coast Office Products trivia question. LSU is the only school that officially claims an American Legion Bowl championship. What year was that? Now that's a head scratcher.
American Legion, I didn't know there was such a bowl.
Roberson gets by Stringer, and then there's a foul called. It's on South Alabama.
Roberson. Yeah, he used that arm right there to try to get around Andre Stringer.
That's the first team foul. LSU has a pair. It's been a pretty clean game over the first 5 minutes. Warren turns, fires. Can't get the bounce, and it glanced off the shot clock. The Storm still looking to get on track. He was 0 for 11 in LSU's last outing. So he's 0 for 12. That won't last long.
No, it won't. And they do need him to be better offensively. Because as strong as they are offensively with the freshmen and the sophomores, they will need his senior presence.
Anderson makes a nice pass. Rubit with a catch in the middle and scores, and will go to the free throw line. Augustine Rubit so far has been as good as advertised.
14 points, 10 rebounds a game is what he's averaging. But once again, he's getting great position on the court, and he finishes at the basket. He does a great job of finishing at the basket. Not really a guy that's over the rim, but he knows how to finish.
Storm Warren committed the foul. Now, as bad as South Alabama shoots from out court, it is an exceptionally good free throw shooting team. 81% as a team this year. And you have to look long and hard down the roster to find people who aren't good free throw shooters. Rubit is now 15 for 17 in free throw shooting. Roberson is 7 for 8. Anderson 4 for 5. Ammons 10 for 11. They've got good free throw shooters up and down the lineup.
And that's why, you know, even though they have not shot well from three-point range, a team that can shoot free throws well can also potentially be a great three-point shooting team, which is why you got to watch them. Great shot right there by John Isaacs on the wing, in the corner.
Isaac, a freshman out of Leesville, didn't get a lot of attention across the basketball landscape. Trent Johnson, the moment he got to LSU, said, we've got a pretty good find here.
Definitely. Diamond in the rough.
South Alabama turns it over. LSU trying to make it pay quickly. Bass finds the open man on the left side, and the jumper by Storm Warren is no good. Let's go back and look at the bucket by John Isaac.
Nice step back jump shot. Good screen. That's it. He's excited about it. Nice shot right there.
He was just inside the three-point arc. Malcolm White committed the foul on the last possession, his first. And here comes Anderson working against Chris Bass. 3 seniors, 3 juniors, 3 sophomores, and 3 freshmen. White slaps one down. And this was going to put Rubit back at the free throw line.
And, you know, we're talking about, it's a great block right there by Malcolm White. He got a little excited on the second go-round. No, actually, it was Hamilton on the block. White getting a little excited there. And that's not the guy, once again, you want to put at the free throw line, considering the fact that I think you said he was 15 for 17 right now.
He sure is.
And finishes. So they're going to have to do a better job of just guarding him without fouling.
One shot.
White with 2 fouls is replaced by Johnny O'Bryant. And Rubin already has 8 points. This for the tie with 13:43 remaining.
And there's 9, which has 5 points off of his average with 13 minutes left in the first half.
Already we've had 4 ties in this game.
13-13, and what South Alabama is doing every time is they're starting off in a 1-2-2 zone, zone press, and then falling back. They're falling back now into man-to-man.
Turner's pass inside to Hamilton was a little out of his reach. South Alabama comes down with it. Ammons is blocked from behind by Justin Hamilton.
That's the second block of the game.
A 7-footer from Alpine, Utah. LSU turns it over. Goldstein on the run. Second turnover for the Tigers. 3 ball in the air by number 3, and it's good by Roberson. And that breaks a string of at least 24, make it 25 consecutive misses from outside the arc by South Alabama. First lead in the game now for the Jaguars at 16-13.
And that's what we're talking about. You know, they did shoot bad from three-point range, but as well as they shoot from the free throw line, it's only a matter of time before they get that back.
Let's go back and look at the swat away by Hamilton.
Great job of not fouling, making sure that he only touched ball right there. And with him coming from behind, that's a pretty tough thing to do. But Justin Hamilton with his second block of the game. They're man-to-man now.
Hickey takes the pick from Hamilton, and I think they're going to get an illegal pick on the big 7-footer. Watch number 41. Yep, slid in there a little bit late.
Still moving. And Teddy Valentine's going to call that one every time.
He's a veteran official. He was officiating when you were playing, wasn't he?
Yeah, but that wasn't that long ago, Lynn.
Oh, yes, it was.
I mean, it's only been, what, 8 years ago, 8-9 years ago. So, not that long ago. I still could play that. I still look like I could play.
That's no doubt. (16-13) LSU trailing by 3 after leading most of the first 5 or 6 minutes. Hickey pulls up, leaves that 16-footer short. Ammons on the second try grabs the rebound. Goldstein finds Roberson. Leader is nestled in, and South Alabama starting to heat up.
Really aggressive on the offensive end, and they're just going right at LSU right now.
And right now it's been a Roberson-Rubit combination. They have got all 18 points.
And they're making it tough for LSU to get into their offensive set with this 1-2 zone press that they have going on, starting the game off.
O'Brien with the spinning half hook scores, and he was fouled. He is so strong. South Alabama has the lead, and it has been Roberson being the Jaguars. I'm glad we're now answering our Gulf Coast office products because, Collis, I've got a headache thinking about this one. LSU is the only school that officially claims an American Legion Bowl championship. What year was that? Do you have any guesses at all?
Let's say 1950.
That sounds good to me.
Wow, didn't go back far enough.
Harry Rabenhorst was the head coach in 1935.
And the crazy thing, he actually coached like football, basketball, and I think he coached track or something like that. All three of them at the same time.
18-16 after O'Brien completes the three-point play. We've talked about South Alabama's great free throw shooting. LSU is leading the Southeastern Conference in free throw shooting at nearly 80% as Lundy gets one in and out and back in. That's his first bucket. He's come off the bench to score. Antoine Lundy, a 6'7" senior, averaging 6 as a reserve. Hamilton wants it low, spins, lost it to O'Brien. He splits the double team and scores with the left hand.
Johnny O'Brien is going to be something special, I think, on the offensive end for the Tigers in some years to come.
LSU has cooled down to 37%, and the Jaguars have heated up to 62. Lundy again. Ooh, nice.
I'm going to be honest. I don't know how this team has lost 2 games. I mean, I guess it depends on who they play, but they're doing a great job here tonight.
They have taken it inside with a lot more effectiveness that Trent Johnson would prefer. South Alabama lost by 15 at Mississippi State, and then lost 80-39 at Florida State. Right now it's 22-18, South Alabama. And Xavier Roberson is one reason why. 3 deuces and a triple.
Yeah, he's been very, very aggressive on the offensive end. Here he is driving right in the teeth of the LSU defense, pulling up, hitting threes. Once again, that was the one that kind of got him off that streak of missing. Great move offensively right there. He's doing a great job.
He's only averaging 7. He's got 9 already, and the Tigers come back with a long bomb by Hickey. A pair of triples for the 5'11" freshman out of Hopkinsville, Kentucky. Kentucky Mr. Basketball in high school a year ago.
That's a pretty good place to be Mr. Kentucky. I mean, be Mr. Basketball in Kentucky.
Hammonds takes the 3. It bounces deep. Rubit fights for it. And O'Brien was there too. And it was touched last on the stripe by Rubit. 22-21. Actually, they called a foul on Rubit as well. That's his first on the push. Rubit and Roberson each have 9 points. Lundy has come off the bench to bag a couple of quick buckets. Those are the only 3 that have scored. One scores after taking the pass from Stringer. That was a nice lead pass, and Warren right there.
Great job right there, you know, on the 2-man game. Good job by Stringer of finding Storm. Great catch and great finish under duress. He did a great job, you know, on both of their parts of playing together.
Rubit committed the foul, and that's his second.
You know, Andre Stringer playing his first year, but really he was a scorer coming out of high school, and that was a question when he got to LSU if he was going to be able to make that transition. But I think his more natural position is the wing, and he's been doing a great job.
2 offensive rebounds wouldn't go down. And finally, it's cleared by Warren, and he was fouled in backcourt.
And that's one of the things we talked about, hitting the defensive glass. So that's a good job, because even though these guys from South Alabama are not as big as the Tigers, they're really aggressive going to the offensive glass.
Antoine Lundy committed the foul. That's his first. Hickey uses the high pick. O'Brien rolls off of it, takes the pass, takes the deep one, misses. Rebound to Trey Anderson, a 6'3" junior. Anderson swings it to the top. O'Brien is guarding Rubin. Now Anderson will set the offense with 8:45 to play in the first half. LSU leads by a point in the Maravich Assembly Center. Adams dribbles through the key, lost the dribble. Hickey takes the lead pass. Behind the back to Warren. He misses the dunk, and it bounces all the way out of bounds at midcourt.
That was a great pass right there by Hickey. Great job of drawing the defense and just dropping it back.
You've got to finish here, though.
You do. It just got away from it, slipped out his hands, but he does have to finish that one. That would have been a highlight right there, but you hate to miss those.
You could see that ball starting to separate from his palm as he went up.
Great job by Hickey, though.
Rubin spinning, gets O'Brien into the air, misses, and the rebound pulled off by Storm Warren.
There they are on the defensive glass, and they're going to have to make sure that they go get those rebounds because guys like Rubin around the basket aren't missing a whole lot of those type of shots.
Hickey. Eddie Ludwig, 6'9" junior from Metairie, averaging 2.5 points and a couple of rebounds off the bench. He's got the ability to hit the deep ball. Hickey in and out.
That was a ridiculous move just now. Obviously, he missed the shot. It was a great-looking release. It just came out, but Hickey right now, you know, and I'm going to tell you, the relationship that he and Coach has, he has a lot of, you know, Coach gives him a lot of leeway.
And a charging foul will negate the bucket. We'll take a timeout. LSU leads by 1. It could have been more. Bruce McAllister, former Saints great, will give his take on the game. Don't miss it. A doubleheader of Saints tonight, Sunday and Monday. Hamilton backs out, takes the deep deuce, and strokes it, his second bucket.
And this is one of the things that the LSU bigs have an advantage. They can step out and shoot those long jumpers. You saw Johnny O'Brien, he didn't make it, but he does have the ability to shoot that, and obviously Justin Hamilton, the 7-footer, stepping out and hitting that one.
LSU has scored 12 of the game's last 16 points and has a 3-point advantage. Hersey, who just came into the lineup, misses from the wing. And it goes to LSU. DeAndre Hersey, a 6'6" junior who has not scored a point nor grabbed a rebound this year.
Wow.
Isaac at the top. Stringer down low to Hamilton. Shoots the cross-court pass to Hickey. Inside he goes.
Nice move. Great pass right there by Justin Hamilton across court. And I mean, right now, this LSU team, I mean, those bigs right now, Hamilton, they're making plays, they're finding folks, and they're doing a great job of making that offense click and execute.
Well, let's take another look at what you're talking about. First, the pass by Hamilton.
You know, most big men, they don't see the floor that well. And Justin Hamilton did a great job of finding Hickey. Good job of Hickey driving that baseline to score.
Let's check our Brian Harris Autoplex in Slidell SEC standings. Nobody has played any conference games so far. Alabama and Kentucky and Auburn are undefeated. Mississippi State has defeated a couple of nationally ranked teams and are out to a 5-1 record. Georgia, Ole Miss, Vanderbilt, Arkansas, and Florida, all with only one loss. LSU with a pair of losses. South Carolina and Tennessee each are 2-2. LSU is on a 14-4 run. The lead is 5 for the Tigers. 6.5 to play in the first half at the Maravich Assembly Center. It's an interesting matchup between Anderson and Hickey. Anderson for South Alabama, Hickey for LSU. Hickey is much smaller, much quicker. Offensive foul is called on Trey Anderson. That's his second.
Good job right there by Justin Hamilton taking the charge. Steps in, takes charge, and that's the second LSU big man that's done that.
That's a borderline whistle. It always is on that block charge decision.
Both of those guys are stepping outside of that the little semicircle in the lane and have position well before those offensive players get there. So,
and that semicircle underneath the bucket cannot be used. That's a position that the defenders cannot occupy.
Right.
Andre Stringer tosses in another 3 ball. Or was that a deuce?
That was a three. And what you have
That's
is
3 of them for him.
you have the 2 shortest players on LSU's team with 17 of their 30 points right now, and Andre Stringer and Anthony Hickey.
Stringer has 3 threes. He had 21 points against South Alabama last year. Goldstein misses, gets his own deep rebound, feeds it to Carter. South Alabama starting to go really cold, but a cleanup bucket by Ammons, and that's his first, the 6'5 freshman.
And there they are before the first break. South Alabama was out-rebounding LSU 17-8. And we talked about that kind of at the beginning of the game, how LSU's got to do a great job of blocking out.
That bucket by Ammons breaks a 5-minute drought as Hamilton on a wicked angle scores
off the glass,
one off the window
as he lost the ball. So great job by Justin Hamilton finishing that.
And a reverse layup contested by Hamilton.
His 3rd block of the first half already.
Carter could not get the reverse to go. Stringer
getting to the basket. LSU trying to open it up here.
And
defense leads to offense.
You're right. And South Alabama doesn't like the direction in which this game is going with just under 5 minutes to go. Let's go back and look at Justin Hamilton, a 7-foot junior from Alpine, Utah.
Justin Hamilton, once again, 7 feet, but very, very, very agile as he blocks that shot. Here's another block, doing a good job of not fouling. Here he is stepping out, hitting the jumper once again. That's something that he's going to better stretch defenses, because at 7 feet, he can step away from the basket and make them come out there to guard him.
You know, there's a very special ticket deal coming up on a Black Friday special. If you're interested in some very inexpensive tickets, the Black Friday weekend, $2 for any women's basketball game in December. That's any women's basketball game. $5 tickets for any men's basketball game in December. Order online November 25th through the 28th, online only, at www.lsutix.net. Boy, that would make a great stocking stuffer, huh? An early Christmas present.
Black Friday weekend. I mean, I wonder if you can get as much as you want.
This copyrighted telecast of LSU basketball may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of LSU and CST, Cox Sports Television. Thank you for allowing us in your living rooms or your sports bars or your hotel lobbies, wherever you may be enjoying LSU basketball tonight. I bet there's a few turkeys in the oven right now.
I bet they're getting ready for tomorrow. Are you going to eat a whole lot tomorrow?
Yes.
That's the right answer.
Jones dribbles across the lane, kicks it to Goldstein, and he got out of position. And a blocking foul, I think, on Hamilton.
And this South Alabama team, I said at the very beginning, and these guys haven't slowed down. They are aggressively going to the basket. They're not even taking into account the fact that they, and you can't, once again, you can't take into account that maybe you're not the same from a size standpoint. They're doing a good job of being aggressive, staying aggressive.
Hamilton committed his 2nd foul. Goldstein shooting the free throws. Get your NCAA hoops coverage all season long right here on CST. We've got nearly 200 games, including men's and women's matchup from the SEC, Sun Belt, Big East, and Atlantic Sun Conferences, SWAC, and more. Log on to CoxSportsTV.com today. The full broadcast schedule of nearly 200 college basketball games is available right there.
Jalen Courtney coming into the game.
The 6'8" sophomore from Jackson, Mississippi, averaging 2.3 points and 1.7. There's Jalen.
Last game against Georgia Tech didn't come in, but coach making a decision to bring the sophomore into the game. He brings a lot of energy to this LSU team.
South Alabama has turned it over 10 times, and the Tigers have scored 14 points off those mistakes. Hickey pulls up just inside the free throw line, left it short, and Ammons pulls down a strong rebound.
He's been short on his, when he's dribbling to the left on those pull-ups, but he has such elevation off the court.
Ammons is a good rebounder, a 6'5" freshman, averaging 6.3 rebounds in his rookie season.
And he's really, I mean, he's a 2-guard. You know, he's a strong 2-guard. He's not even, an inside player.
He left that jumper short after he negotiated through the defense. And now the Tigers, with a 34-25 lead and 3.5 minutes to go in the first half, can stretch the advantage The loose ball is poked this way. Hickey comes up with it. Throws it in the corner to O'Brien. One dribble, two dribbles, three dribbles. Blocked by Carter. Oh, my goodness.
That was pretty impressive by Carter right there.
Right on the run, divides the defense and lays it in.
Coach definitely is going to want to talk about that. Johnny O'Brien, I promise you, was surprised that Carter went straight up with him right there. All ball, great block by Carter. Somebody has to step over there. You can't let a player drive all the way down the court.
Let's look at the LSU upcoming schedule, brought to you by the Calco Hotard Group. Houston is here on the 29th. Rutgers, or rather at Houston and Rutgers on December 3rd. Boise State, that's our next CST telecast. I'm looking forward to that one on the 10th. No BCS controversy. UC
Right.
Irvine on the 15th. We've got that one for you. Tigers will host Marquette. North Texas before Christmas, and the rest of the December schedule. Remember those Black Friday online specials. $5 tickets to any and all of the December games for the men and $2 tickets for the ladies.
And South Alabama now in a matchup 2-3 zone.
Stringer with an NBA 3 plus 5 or 6 feet. Misses it badly. O'Brien on the follow did not come close.
O'Brien is not bashful at all about putting it up. I think he shot it 5 times. He hadn't made any from the field yet, but
Carter fouled by
Jalen Courtney.
Courtney, that's his first. We'll take a timeout with 2:37. Carter at the free throw line. This is the first one. He has not yet put a mark on the scorebook.
There he is.
A 6'6" junior. We've had 4 ties, a couple of lead changes. LSU had a 19-6 run when the Tigers were down 18-15. That opened up a 10-point lead. Now it's a 6-point advantage. Hickey kicks it to Turner, and he knows what to do with it.
Ralston Turner in the corner.
First bucket, it counts for 3. Tigers have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 threes in this game. 3 by Stringer, 2 by Hickey, 1 by Turner.
And Ralston, once again, the leading scorer for LSU last year, looking to really get his offensive game up.
And LSU has been on fire from outside the arc, 6 for 9. That will win a lot of games. Lundy is fouled and scores. He has come off the bench with 6 points and a chance to get to 7.
Good job right there, getting the defender in the air and drawing the foul and then finishing, having the presence of mind to still finish the basket. Great job by Lundy right there.
Johnny O'Brien committed the foul, his second.
Freshman mistake, you know, you got to stay on your feet until you see the guy release him towards the basket.
Lundy is the only poor free throw shooter for South Alabama, but he hits that one. He's 5 for 9 now on a team that hits 81% as a unit.
Pretty impressive. That's pretty impressive.
Most coaches will take 70 as a team.
Great move and finish right there by Stringer getting to the basket. His 13th point of the night, already with a third of the LSU bad points.
3 threes and a couple of deuces for Andre Stringer, who's averaging 10.2.
And like I said, I think he's a lot more comfortable scoring from that wing. Good job right there, Johnny O'Brien.
He stepped right in front of the pass with terrific anticipation. Turner fakes the 3, pulls up, misses wide right on the shot. Lundy clears it defensively.
I don't know if Ralston kind of was stuck between if he wanted to put it off the glass or try to score it. And
always use the bank, my friend.
Makes it a lot easier.
Less than a minute to play. The lead is 8 for the Tigers in Baton Rouge. Roberson looking for the pick.
The LSU defenders are really focused on trying to force the offensive players to the middle of the court where they have help.
And Roberson just got a little bit mixed up and shuffled his feet.
Defense there right there by Stringer. And here's Stringer, great hesitation move and finger roll finish at the basket. That's tough to guard right there.
Stringer looked like a quick little tailback finding a hole in the at the line of scrimmage. Tigers will have to shoot with about 10 seconds left on the game clock.
Great pass.
No finish. but finally O'Brien is there.
He can finish that one. Jalen kept it alive. Jalen Courtney, but Johnny O'Brien with his left hand catches it, finishes it, puts LSU up by 10.
41-31. South Alabama can take the last shot. Goldstein faking. Hickey not buying any of it. Goldstein is cut off. Nice double team help by Courtney. The three in the air comes up short by Roberson as the horn.
You never know who you'll see at an LSU game.
You're right. Both teams open the second half with their same starting quintet. LSU by 10. South Alabama in the dark uniforms. LSU in the solid white.
Good job right there of Turner pressuring Hammond.
Anderson lobs it for the easy two-handed slam by Xavier Carter, and that's his first bucket. It was set up by the lob from Anderson.
It's a great pass right there, right? You know, forcing the defender to step up and guard him. Nice pass. Good job of finishing at the basket by Carter.
A good start for South Alabama to open the second half. South Alabama played well in the first 5 or 6 minutes of the game before the Tigers got their feet under them.
And right now they're in that man-to-man.
So a little bit different look here defensively for the Jaguars. Here's Hamilton. That's his first miss. He was 3 for 3 in the first half. And he rushed that one a little bit.
He did. It's a good job of defensive rotation by South Alabama as well.
Anderson is cut off, lost the ball, but Carter's got it, drop step, and drops it in.
Carter first 2 baskets real quick right away for South Alabama.
He's averaging 8. He's a 61% field goal shooter, so he knows what to do with the basketball.
They say when you get him like he got those first 2, you're going to shoot a high percentage.
The lead has been chopped to 6. Hamilton outside the arc, and a handoff to Hickey from Turner. Hamilton sets the pick. Hickey splits the defenders, scoops and scores.
This kid is going to be, him and Johnny O'Brien are going to be something special for the Tigers for a while. 10
for Hickey. 2 deuces after a couple of early triples. Warren bats it out of there.
Good defense right there by Storm Warren.
First, let's go back and look at the lob pass. Anderson to Carter.
Perfect pass, perfect setup. And here's Hickey splitting defense and just finishing at the basket. Split both sets of defenders, the ones at the top of the key and the ones at the basket, to get right to the basket and score.
We played 2 minutes in the second half. LSU's lead is 8. Roberson takes the bigger Stringer down low, throws it across the defense to Carter. He fumbled it. Hamilton knocked it loose. It's picked up, and here comes Hickey. Stringer. Outside it goes to Ralston Turner. Bang!
And let me tell you something. LSU right now, they're picking up where they left off when it comes to penetrate, kick, find the shooters, and these guys are hitting some nice shots. You got Hickey, you got Stringer, you got Ralston Turner hitting 3-pointers, and if they play like this for the year, they're gonna have a nice team.
Turner with a couple of triples, Stringer has 3, and Hickey has a pair of trays. LSU is 7 of 10 from 3-point range. Storm Warren committed the foul. That's his second. And a rare miss for South Alabama at the free throw line as Anderson remains scoreless.
And you got Chris Bass coming in the game. Once again, he played about 3 minutes in the first half. Last game against Georgia Tech, he lost 3 minutes the whole game. But once again, what you have with Chris Bass is you have a senior floor leader. You also have somebody who brings a lot of energy.
Ammons almost snuck in and took it away from Ralston Turner. This is Turner's 33rd start as a Tiger. He's a sophomore. He has started every game in which he has physically been able to play. He missed some games because of injury, but he has been a guy you can pencil in whenever he is dressed out.
At the SEC Media Days, Ralston Turner was the guy that Coach Johnson brought to represent the team, which that's a huge honor.
Roberson is cut off, makes a nice quick bounce pass across the lane, and Rubin converts it into a bucket. That's his first score in a while. He's got 11 points.
Right, he's averaging 14. I'd be interested to see what he shoots from the field because he's been doing a good job of scoring tonight.
Let's go back and look at the bucket by Rubin, but it was all set up by the pass from one baseline to the other.
Roberson, great baseline pass. Nice pump fake to draw the defender off, and Rubin pulls up, hits the jumper. Good pass, though, by Roberson to set things up.
Rubin is 4 for 6 from the field and has 11 points. LSU's lead is 8, 46-38 with 16:40 to go. Bass throws it back to Hamilton. Passes up the 18-footer. Turner will take the 22-footer, and it was a good decision.
Unselfish basketball right there. You know, we talked about the fact that Justin Hamilton can hit that shot, but for him to pass it up for, you know, a shooter that he knows is hitting jumpers right now, a wide open three-pointer. Unselfish offense.
Turner is 3 for 5 from outside the arc as the Tigers had their biggest lead at 11.
Justin Hamilton passing up a good shot for a better shot by Ralston Turner right there. Good offense, good teamwork.
John Isaac replaces Ralston Turner. Isaac had a first-half bucket. 6'3" freshman from Leesville.
This Tiger team is has good backups from an inside standpoint and from a perimeter standpoint.
Carter on the receiving end of the lob, tipped away by O'Brien. Anderson's got it, leaves it short. They battle for the rebound. It's kicked out deep, and here comes Chris Bass to Isaac. Back to Bass. Over to Isaac. He takes a shot, misses. O'Brien got his hands on it and controls it. That is good work in traffic.
Good job right there by Johnny O'Brien.
Stringer to Bass. Chris looking for the pick, fakes right, dribbles left, lost the dribble, gets it back. Plenty of time. And here is the youngster drawing the foul. Stringer will go to the free throw line. LSU's lead is 11 with 15:34 to go. And the crowd in the Maravich look at the Louisiana Cat plays of the game as we feature all 8 three-pointers.
You know, the Tigers right now, 8 of 11 from three-point range. And they're not even, I mean, some of them are on the line, but most of them, they are deep, deep threes. These guys stroking it tonight. You hope that they continue to shoot like this for an extended period of time this season, but any team's tough to guard when they're shooting that well from outside.
That's the first one that even hit the rim. 7 out of 8. Nothing but string.
Led by Ralston Turner, the sophomore. Anthony Hickey, the freshman, and Andre Stringer, the sophomore. Once again, youth is exciting. And here you go. You're talking about the fact of them having they have 2 freshmen on the floor right now. 1 senior, sophomore, and a junior, and Justin Hamilton, the transfer from Iowa State.
Stringer will shoot free throws. He rolls the first one in. 14 for Stringer. LSU has not had many free throw opportunities tonight.
Rebound right there by Carter. That's about the only stat line that South Alabama's beaten LSU in tonight is rebounding.
Goldstein got cut off at the free throw line by Bass. Chris digging in defensively.
Good job by Chris Bass on defense, staying in front of Goldstein, who's really, really quick.
Here is Rubin. He's pretty good around the bucket, isn't he?
Yeah, when he gets around once again in that paint, he scores the vast majority of the time, despite his height disadvantage.
13 for Rubin. He's a sophomore, a strong 6'6" power guy up front. And an unforced error basically by LSU.
By Bass right there on the press, and really not a lot of pressure. They seemed like they were almost out of trouble, and he just kind of threw it behind John Isaac there.
That's only the 4th turnover, so the Tigers have been very secure with the basketball.
They've done a really, really good job, and once again, you gotta give Hickey a lot of credit for that.
They're not walking it up the court either.
No, and they're getting pressured. They're being pressured, and they've still done a really good job.
Rubin nearly lost it, but his teammate Wright comes away with it in the corner. Roberson will take this 3. It's online, and it's in.
Nice looking jumper right there once again Those guys went 0 of 24 from three-point range last game or a couple games ago, but Roberson hit 2 of them tonight.
They're 2 for 6 as a team, and both of them by Roberson. O'Brien skied high to save that pass. Boy, he went to the top of the ladder and then leaped. 50-43. I would not like to play against Johnny O'Brien. He's got sharp elbows. He's strong. He's not the most polished all the time.
No, not yet.
But you better bring your game.
And let me tell you something, and he will get that way once again. He's a freshman, and they're going to have some time to polish him up, but he has such great skills on the offensive and defensive end and instincts that they can work on him.
He would win by TKO. He would just cut you to death.
Right. You'd be bleeding all over the place, wouldn't you?
LSU by 7. 13:54 to go. Bryant takes a seat. White is back in the game. Malcolm played a bit in the first half without scoring, and Goldstein loses the dribble out of bounds. He got in a hurry and couldn't control it. Goldstein, a junior.
Good job on this press right here by South Alabama.
Goldstein from Motlow State Community College. That's in Wisconsin.
I didn't know that.
I didn't either until I looked it up. 50-43, LSU by 7. Turner, cut off on the baseline, fades, fires, and nestles it in over the side rim.
You know, once again, Ralston being 6'5" was just now guarded by Goldstein. And when you shoot a little fall away or kind of step back jumper, when you got a guy that you got that much height on, it's tough for you to for the defender to guard that.
Goldstein penetrates, kicks it to the left wing. Rubit missed the shot. Here comes Hickey. Isaac drops it off low. Jammer by White.
Good job right there.
Storm Warren, I beg your pardon.
Isaac doing a great job. He could have taken a shot. Once again, being unselfish. Finding Storm Warren for the dunk. Great job by Isaac right there.
Storm Warren missed a dunk in the first half. He doesn't miss this one. Warren on the flush.
Those who dig it, move it.
He's certainly enjoying it. Joe Dean was quite a basketball player in his day, too. People may not remember that. He was outstanding on a national level. And, of course, one of the most colorful basketball analysts in the early days. And Dale Brown, second in the SEC in wins, only behind Adolph Rupp.
Yeah, Coach Brown, great coach, great legacy here at LSU. Both guys, great people, great ambassadors of the game of basketball.
12:40 and some change left in the first half. Three-pointer nestled in by Goldstein. That's his 5th of the season, and that leads South Alabama, believe it or not, just 5. That's a team that jacks them but doesn't hit them.
And you'll have somebody from LSU who hits 5 for tonight. So, you know, that's one reason, once again, why LSU's up. Here's Hickey again. He missed that one pretty badly, but good rebound by Malcolm White to finish under the basket. Malcolm White.
First bucket for White. He was in the right place at the right time. Hickey might claim that was a pass off the window.
Right.
As it landed right in White's hands. 12 minutes to play. Carter at the top. The lead is 10 for the Tigers. This is Roberson. Looked like he had an alley to the right side, didn't take it. Creates an angle, throws it back to Rubit. Boy, he's good.
Rubit, once again, inside, outside. He just, you know, he knows what his game is. He lets the game come to him. He doesn't force things, and he's doing a good job.
15 for Rubit. That's a little above his average of 14.7.
The first South Alabama freshman of the year in their conference. He was the second guy since, I think, 1982 to be named freshman of the year in their conference last year.
It's against Boise State. The Broncos come to Baton Rouge. We've got for you at 7 o'clock. It's the SEC against the Mountain West. The Tigers and the Broncos here on CST. Our next telecast of LSU men's basketball. 56-48, the Tigers lead by 8 over South Alabama. LSU in white. South Alabama in the dark.
And South Alabama doing a good job of kind of sticking around. LSU's made some really good shots, but this South Alabama team has put themselves in a position where they're not too far out of it. We're only 8 down.
Shot clock expires. Isaac tried to sneak in one more pass to an open Turner and probably should not have done that.
Good defense right there by South Alabama, forcing them all the way down.
That's not what the Tigers wanted coming out of the timeout.
No, definitely didn't want to get that 5th turnover.
3 fresh LSU players will check in at the next whistle. Hickey, Hamilton, and O'Brien. Goldstein.
Man, look at that. That's tough.
If this goes down, it may be the shot of the night, but he forced it. Goldstein grabs the loose ball, and then South Alabama's bench calls a timeout to bail him out.
That offensive move was 5-star. The shot was, probably 1-star, but that's, I mean, all 3 of those moves, the step in, the spin move, the second step back.
Step in, spin, step back.
Miss.
Yeah. Saturdays on CST at 10 o'clock Central Time. We invite you to watch CST tonight. It's a wrap-up of the week in sports, including all the college hoop scores and highlights from everywhere. It's almost time to get into the college football postseason. We invite you to stick with CST each week for the most information on your favorite regional teams, as well as weekly updates on your New Orleans Saints. CST tonight with Victor Howell and Paul Crane on the anchor desk. Every Saturday in high definition where available. It's live from the Louisiana Cat studio. Hickey reaches in, tries to take it away from Goldstein. Stringer now guarding. Rubit over the 7-footer Hamilton. Couldn't get it.
Out.
Sure was by Ralston Turner, allowing a teammate to gather it.
Smart basketball. He couldn't get to it, but he made sure his offensive player didn't get to it.
Hickey fakes right, dribbles left, now backs away from the lane. Hamilton's got to be open. Oh, he was. LSU couldn't get it to him after he rolled following the double team.
Goldstein doing a good job of guarding Andre Stringer over there.
O'Brien keeps that alive momentarily. It goes out of bounds, and it will stay with LSU.
Shot clock for LSU, obviously. Good hustle.
Man, Johnny O'Brien came sailing in and just tipped it back to keep it alive.
Good hustle.
He plays with abandon. He is reckless. 56-48, LSU. Stringer open, fades, fires, misses right. Hamilton got a hand on it. Wright runs it down.
Nice screen right there by Johnny O'Brien to free up Andre Stringer on the 3-pointer.
9.5 to go. John Isaac will check in at the next whistle. Rubit leaves it short. O'Brien snares the rebound with authority.
That's the basket that Rubit has been hitting. Great rebound by Johnny O'Brien.
6 rebounds for O'Brien off the bench. That may be the high water mark tonight for LSU. It is.
That's observation, man.
56-48.
And, we talked about the fact that LSU has a height advantage, but if you really notice, South Alabama's doing a good job on outside defense, so LSU can't throw it over the top and get it to their bigger players on the inside.
O'Brien finishes.
But that's what LSU's been doing all night. Penetration and either, kicking it out or finding, once again, the big guys under the basket.
That's the first bucket for Johnny in the second half. He's got 9 points off the bench. He's averaging almost 10. A freshman from Cleveland, Mississippi. Oh, Lundy may have waited there, but drew the foul. Let's go back and look at Johnny O'Brien on the other end.
Here it is again. Great job, penetration, draw defense, and finish. And right now, LSU has done a really good job of getting to the basket and creating offensive opportunities in the paint and wide open jumpers outside.
Hickey with the last assist to O'Brien. And Lundy drops in the free throw. He's got 8 points. That's his first mark in the second half. Turner goes to the bench as John Isaac returns to the lineup for LSU. Antoine Lundy has a couple of points above his season's average, and is 3 for 3 from the free throw line.
And here South Alabama seemed like they were going to press again, but they fell back into their man-to-man defense. They're down 8 now, and if they're going to make a move, they need to start making it at this point in the game.
Stringer and Hickey in backcourt for the Tigers. Isaac and O'Brien on the wing.
And there's
Hamilton in the middle.
There's that help defense, which is why Hamilton
contests the lob and knocks it loose. It's taken by Isaac. He finds Stringer. Andre with the left hand strikes it in, and away it is.
Great pass, great catch, great, just understanding where each other are the entire time. And Justin Hamilton put himself in position to score that basket.
First, it's Hamilton on the defensive end, denying the lob. He runs the court and takes this feed for the lay-in.
And once again, when you got a 7-footer who goes down, catches that, has the presence of mind while he's getting bumped and fouled to finish at the basket, you can see why LSU is happy to get him as a transfer from Iowa State.
He is a good free throw shooter. Not something you would expect out of a 7-footer. He is now 21 for 24. He's only missed 3 free throws in 24 attempts.
I tell you, a guy that has the offensive package that he has, Justin Hamilton is going to have a shot at the next level, being 17.
9 points for Hamilton. The double team forces Carter to get rid of it. Carter just hung around and took the lob and slams it down.
Well, that's the second time that they've done that, and Carter has gone and gotten them both times. That one was even more emphatic than the first one to start the half off.
The first one came about 12 minutes ago.
You talked about how he had a great block right there by
Carter blocks it out of the hands of Isaac. Roberson is fouled and scores. He was hanging in the air, and Hickey fouled him. Xavier Carter on the South Alabama in the Maravich Assembly Center. Let's look in the rearview mirror at our Louisiana Cat drive of the game, and it's Anthony Hickey on the move.
Hickey splitting defenders twice, getting to the basket at the top of the key, at the basket. Great job right there, getting to the rack. Anthony Hickey scoring.
Anthony Hickey with both hands on the Team Toyota steering wheel for our drive of the game. Tigers are shooting 46%. The Jaguars at 50%. Both teams have heated up in the second half. Look at that three-point shooting, 8 for 13 for LSU, and the turnovers continue to be minimal for the Tigers.
Great job offensively when you can have 6 turnovers with 7 minutes left in the game. South Alabama going into a press to try to cause more turnovers, see if they can try to turn things around and put this lead within 6 points. There's one of those turnovers we were just not talking about.
Ammons with the flush. Only his second bucket. He's averaging 10.3. He's fouled out a couple of times already this year. But in his college debut, Michael Ammons had 15 points and 9 rebounds against Mississippi State.
Again, I'll tell you, this guy really, aggressive, big, strong. He's really he's a guard at 6'5", 220.
That's a pretty nice,
great size guard.
Pretty nice way to start your college career against an SEC team. And a good SEC team. Mississippi State may be the surprise of the SEC so far.
Ranked 24th in the country right now. It's come up with some big wins, 5-1. They're doing a great job right now.
They've beaten 2 top 20 teams so far this year. Coach Ronnie Arrow in his second stint at South Alabama. He started his career there in 1987. Then he went elsewhere, and he came back in 2007. Overall, 13 years on the South Alabama bench.
And what they were trying to do right there, we talked about earlier how South Alabama has been minimizing the fact that LSU has a height advantage by playing good help defense. But what you had was one of the big men at the top of the key in Storm Warren throwing it over the top to Justin Hamilton from the top of the key, which means there could be no help side defense.
And Rubit with a little bit of a push to keep Hamilton
from scoring.
And that's 4 fouls on Rubit. He'll lead the game now.
which at this point in the game is a tough blow for South Alabama to take.
Lundy replaces him. He came off the bench to score 7 in the first half, and he's had a couple of free throws in the second half. Lundy easily has been the most prolific scorer off the bench in this game for South Alabama. Very little else has come from the bench.
Right.
61-57, South Alabama within 4. It's a big possession for LSU. And a sweet bucket by Stringer. That's his first hoop of the half. He's got 16 points.
We talked about the fact that LSU has more scoring points. And when you look at guys like Hickey, guys like Stringer, Ralston Turner, of course, and then you got Justin Hamilton, who can step out and hit jumpers. You know, this team really, offensively, is pretty impressive.
Hamilton claims the Roberson miss. Back to Stringer for a moment. 16 tonight. That's a season's high. Turnaround jump shot didn't get there. Left well short by Storm Warren. That's a pretty quick release in a 6-point game with 5 minutes and some change to go. Hammonds double teamed, kicks it to Carter, passes up to 3. Lundy will take it from the key and drills it. He's been really good off the bench, 11 points. Now we've got a 4-point game, 63-59. Every possession is important here for both teams.
Every single one. You know, South Alabama has slowly crept back into this game.
Lundy, by the way, has a career high with 11 points. And they've all come as a reserve. Roberson steps in too late and is called for the foul.
Great job by Hickey of getting to the basket. Roberson kind of once again stepped in there late, stepped under him.
Hickey is 7 for 10 at the free throw line this season.
Short on the free throw. Lee just short on that shot. It's again, this is a key free throw.
The Tigers have only been to the stripe 6 times. They've made 3 of them. Now 3 for 7. You cannot leave points at the free throw line in a tight game. Roberson with a late pass and a charging foul.
Good job by Storm Warren right there. All of LSU's bigs have taken some charges now, and they're doing a good job of, slowing down the South Alabama offense from getting to the basket.
Anderson called for the foul. That's his first. I beg your pardon, Anderson's 4th foul. 63-59, LSU by 4 with the basketball. 4:45 to go. Stringer looking for Hamilton. He might have telegraphed that one a little bit.
He did. Stringer, that's the same play they ran a little while ago. And he was a little too late. And once again, you're throwing it to a 7-footer, so it can't be that low. He probably would have done better lobbing it up to the basket and letting Hamilton go get it.
A pass on the numbers is far better for a 7-footer than one around the shins.
Right.
Goldstein takes the return pass from Lundy. Lundy gets it back. Lundy may have been tripped by Storm Warren on the baseline. They got their legs crossed. And a foul called on Storm Warren.
It's a good job defensively by LSU trying to recover, but, Storm Warren right there not getting over enough to not draw the foul.
That's the 4th foul on Storm Warren. Lundy hits another one.
He continues to add to his career high.
We've got a 2-point game with 4:14 to go. Right now, it's South Alabama playing with some poise. And Hamilton passed up a shot there. He's a good out-court shooter, and that's well within his range. Well within his range.
Things get a little tight, though. Obviously you want to run a little more clock down. See if they can get something a little more in offense.
The 3-ball up, rattles out. Hamilton got his hands on it, but couldn't control it. And guess who does? It's Lundy.
Alabama with an opportunity now to tie or take the lead here.
South Alabama has scored 11 of the game's last 13 points. Goldstein shoots over Hamilton. It's long. Carter goes too strong, but he gets the lay-in. And we are tied as South Alabama is on a 13-2 run.
Once again, South Alabama and coach, the coach for South Alabama knows exactly what he's trying to do in isolation on that left side there.
Well, this is part of the South Alabama run. First, it's Lundy. He's had a career-high game tonight. Next, it's Carter. And we're tied at 63. And Carter, who did not have a bucket in the first half, has 4 second-half hoops. He's the guy shooting 61% from the floor.
Right. 2 power dunks.
Yeah.
And a couple of them from right under the basket.
3:29 to go. And we're brand new.
63-63. These guys from South Alabama have made it a game.
We played 36 and a half minutes. And we're new again. South Alabama will pick up all over the court. It's the first time we've seen that tonight. LSU certainly with the quicker guards to beat the press. Stringer to Hamilton. He puts it on the floor, 1 dribble, 2, spins, double teamed and lost it. Very good from Roberson, who snuck in behind.
LSU, this is a big defensive stop for these guys here.
Carter, cut off by Warren. Down inside it goes. Rejection, but a whistle. Three minutes and 1 second to go. South Alabama will have a chance to get up to $1,200 in rebates on propane accessories. Find out how at LouisianaPropane.com. By Eric Hill Nissan. Buy from a Tiger. And by Borden. When you choose Borden cheese, proceeds go back to dairy farmers and their families. Welcome back, everyone. LSU had a 12-point lead with 15 and a half minutes to play. 50-38, and right now South Alabama with Rubin at the free throw line has a chance for the lead.
And Rubin, who is a good free throw shooter, a little bit of pressure.
Anderson and Rubin, you bet. Anderson and Rubin both with 4 fouls. That's only the 3rd miss of the season by Rubin. Hamilton has 4 fouls for the Tigers, including the last one. Rubin for the lead, drops it in.
Nothing but net that time.
He's 4 for 5 tonight.
And there's the
He's
press.
18 for 21 on the year.
Man-to-man press. Trapping. And once again, they only got a little bit of time to get it across court. Good job right there.
South Alabama's last lead was 13-12, but Storm Warren takes care of business.
Good job by Storm, finishing with authority right there. Making sure they break the press, and that's the way you get them out of the presses. Finish at the basket.
65-64. LSU with 2:35 to go.
Good defense by Hickey. Good defense by Hickey right there.
Let's go back and look at Storm Warren erasing the South Alabama lead.
Good job, Ralston Turner drawing the defender, Rubin to him, and Warren finishing at the basket. Good job by Ralston drawing the defender, and good finish by Storm.
LSU has 3 in double figures tonight. Hickey with 10, Stringer 16, Turner 11. Rubin hooks it home. He's got a variety of shots, doesn't he?
When he gets in that paint, he's tough to slow down.
15 for Roberson, 18 for Rubin, 13 for Lundy. Each team with 3 in double figures.
And then LSU has Justin Hamilton with 9, who's on the sideline right now. But there's Rubin with this baby hook right here.
This is his 18th point, Collis.
Nice pump fake, and just made it easy on himself. He just knows how to play. A crafty player.
18 ties his season's high, but Turner will try to give LSU the lead again, trailing by 1. There's the first free throw, and we're new at 66. Ralston is a good free throw shooter. He's now 11 for 14.
Sophomore already reached his average for the season with 12. Looking for 13. And now they're bringing Ralston, taking Ralston out of the game, bringing Bass in with 2 minutes left.
We've had 6 ties, and the Tigers lead by 1, which was the 6th lead change of the game, coming at the free throw line by Ralston Turner. LSU with 3 very small players in the game now, Bass, Hickey, and Stringer. Trying to line it up defensively with quickness.
That's exactly what they're trying to do right here.
O'Brien and Warren are the only big players in the game. Wright gets away with maybe a charge down low. Anderson
got a tip. Star Warren on the tip. And it'll be LSU's ball, a foul. Johnny O'Brien looks like he's going to be going to the basket for the free throw.
Let's go back and look at this scrape on the shot.
Good job right there by Storm of not fouling and getting a hand on the ball just enough to throw that basket off.
And he filed his fingernails before the game. That would not have been a deflection.
Have got that one. Johnny O'Brien, the freshman. It's a great opportunity for a freshman to make a play at the free throw line here.
He's 10 for 14 on the season.
Whoa, falling away from the basket.
That did not hit the iron.
No.
67-66, LSU by 1, a minute and a half to play. Goldstein swatted down. Hickey on the run. He loops it, misses it off the back iron. O'Brien cleans it up, kicks it to the wing. And a foul called on Wright.
Timeout, Tigers.
LSU takes a timeout.
Good defense, great defense by Hickey. Drive to the basket, blocked by Hickey and by Johnny O'Brien right there. And then a good job by Storm of throwing it out on the lead pass to Hickey. A minute, 22 seconds left. And this is a great opportunity for this young LSU team to see how they can finish a game up by 1, 67-66.
O'Brien has 8 rebounds to lead LSU, and that ties his season's high. 4 of them have been on the offensive glass. 82 seconds are left, and LSU will be shooting free throws.
Out of bounds on the floor.
You're right. 18 fouls for South Alabama, 5 for the Tigers. They've got a cup 1 to give. And USA has 1 timeout remaining, LSU with a pair. So still some options with times out and with fouls for LSU. And there is a reach in, a block. Stringer will shoot here, 1 and 1. Goldstein on the foul. That's team foul number 9. Turner takes a seat. Bass, again for defensive purposes, comes in the game.
It's kind of like a chess match right now. LSU coaching staff. Nothing but net for
Stringer.
Stringer. His 17th point.
He's 14 for 16. Now 15 for 18. Officially on the night, on the season. 69-66. And there's a foul by Hickey. LSU had 1 to give. That's his 3rd. Team foul number 6. So South Alabama, an 81% free throw shooting team, will be shooting free throws on the next LSU foul.
Big defensive possession for the Tigers here.
60 seconds to play. Rubin passed up a shot, kicks it out for the potential 3-ball to tie. 20 on the shot clock, plenty of time. 48 seconds left in the game. Roberson misses everything. Pass. Grabs the loose ball to Stringer. Tigers need to eat some clock, and Stringer is fouled.
I think it was an LSU timeout.
I think you're right. There may have been a timeout from the bench before the contact.
Yeah, timeout, no fouls, timeout, no free throws.
All of the LSU coaches and trainers and assistants are color coordinated tonight with those sweater vests.
Right, and that would be a point It would be a point that you realize, once again, with the sweater vest and everything, like a three-point game with 40 seconds left.
Well, I just thought I'd point that out.
That's
Fashion
good.
maven that
That's
I am.
That's good.
I've been impressed with your outfit tonight.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. You know, you had to come ready for the game tonight.
Well, you've been ready. I've been impressed with the play tonight by both teams, too. These teams, they're going at it hard. You got to give South Alabama some credit.
You know, the coaching staff really had South Alabama ready when they came to play this Tiger team tonight. But LSU's done a good job, too. It's been an exciting game on both ends. And, you know, it'll be interesting to see how these last 40 seconds play out.
LSU has defeated Western Kentucky this year. That's a Sun Belt Conference team with a proud basketball history.
Tigers have a full timeout, and the Jaguars have a 30-second timeout.
Each team has one timeout remaining. LSU by 3. The Tigers can work the game clock down within 10 seconds if they desire to hold it that long. Hickey to the rack. Blocked. Rejected by Lundy. And a foul will put Goldstein at the line.
Well, really, I'm gonna be honest. That was interesting with 19 seconds left and down 3.
Let's go back and look at the rejection by Lundy.
Great job, Lundy, right there. Not drawing contact and still blocking the shot.
Goldstein drops in the first one. He's 2 for 3 tonight at the stripe.
Now, obviously, what will happen after if he makes this shot is they're going to go directly into a press. LSU probably will call a timeout, but South Alabama will go directly into a press. They've already caused a couple turnovers on the press.
That miss, Roberson throws it off of O'Brien, and it's going to stay with South Alabama. 16 seconds and some change left.
Smart play right there. Heads up play by Roberson on the missed shot. Ball's about to go out of bounds. Roberson knows it's off of their team, and he did a great job of finding the LSU player, Johnny O'Brien, to throw it off of.
That's like dodgeball, and if you're O'Brien, you're just trying to get out of the way, but he had no chance whatsoever.
No. Very heads up play right there by Roberson. And now it's South Alabama's game to make a play here. They're down 2, 16 seconds left in the game. Plenty of time to run a quality offensive set and get a good shot.
And the Jaguars just took their final timeout to indeed discuss the final 16 seconds with the basketball and a 2-point deficit.
You know, once again, they have not shot that well from three-point range.
3 for 9 tonight.
So I'd be surprised if they went for the win with a three-pointer.
They've got to feel pretty good about their chances of converting free throws. Being an excellent free throw shooting team.
Free throw shooting team. So LSU cannot foul, and you don't want to give an uncontested three-pointer either.
Hang on to your chairs. We're down to the last 16 seconds. Goldstein takes the throw in to Carter. 12 seconds.
That's who they want with the ball right there.
Rubin is a long way from the bucket, though. Down to 7 seconds. Goldstein near half court. We're down to 4 seconds. Hickey guarding. We're down to 2 seconds. Goldstein fades, fires, hits it. He hits it.
Wow.
It's a 2-pointer.
That is exactly what they wanted. Goldstein one-on-one with whomever the Tigers had from a defensive standpoint. And that was a big-time play by Goldstein. Great offense.
Like to be on his way to the locker room right now, but
I promise you he would.
you know what? Sometimes these types of games in a non-conference setting can do you a lot of good. So LSU will have a 5-minute period here to find out what it's made of against a very, very well-coached South Alabama team that has come in here and has taken the fight to the Tigers. And it's not as though the Tigers have been passive. This has been a very good game.
It has been. It has been.
LSU had 41 first-half points and could only get 28 in the second half. So to overtime we go. Carter will jump center against Warren. Carter wins that tip. South Alabama with the first possession in overtime. South Alabama with a chance to take the lead. It's Rubin missing with the left hand. He probably should have shot it right-handed.
He kind of thought about it as he was releasing it, and
a deep three by Stringer. Maybe not the shot LSU wanted there with its first possession in overtime.
Good rebound right there by Johnny O'Brien. And in this overtime period, LSU needs to realize that Justin Hamilton, at starting center, does have 4 fouls, so he starts the overtime on the bench.
And Warren with a little push in the back. That is his 4th foul. So Storm Warren has 4. He's in the game. Hamilton has 4 on the bench. And Rubin will shoot free throws. Rubin is playing with 4 fouls. There's Hamilton. He's going to come back in now. Rubin crouches, leaves it short. Carter with a rebound.
Fifth.
And a foul call on Warren, who looks around.
Trying to get him out right there, and he picked up his 5th.
Well, Storm Warren is disqualified on fouls in overtime. Let's look at number 24 again. How much contact was there?
Well, he actually didn't hit him until the way down, but Johnny, there was no box out on the other side of the lane, and Carter just stepped in and, you know, tough way to foul out.
Carter is 1 for 2 at the stripe tonight. South Alabama takes the first overtime lead. South Alabama came from a 10-point halftime deficit and now leads by 2 in overtime. Carter with a season-high 11 points. 71-69. A minute has gone by in the overtime period. And Roberson with a little bump.
South Alabama obviously stepped their game up against LSU. They played earlier.
They lost by 15 to Mississippi State, and they were taken out by almost 50 by Florida State.
Right, well, I mean, obviously, you know, that was a 0 for 24 from three-point range. That's not what they've normally shot, obviously, not the way they shot tonight. Nice free throw by Anthony Hickey. But once again, you're talking about a 24th ranked Mississippi State team that they only lost by 15 to. And they've come in here and really have done a good job against these LSU Tigers.
This for the tie. And the roll favors LSU. Hickey, 12 points now. And this is the 8th tie of the game. As Hickey will get a little bit of a rest, you can bet he will return shortly.
Yeah, it will not be that long of a rest.
Chris Bass comes in.
Bass is a good switch because Bass will do a good job on defense on Goldstein.
Malcolm White also in the middle. Here's Rubin. Fades, fires, misses right on the roll. White keeps it alive. Back tipped it to Stringer. LSU with a chance to take the lead. 3.5 minutes to go in overtime. That ball's poked away from behind and picked up by Carter. One of the rare turnovers tonight by LSU, only the 10th. The Tigers had only 3 at halftime.
South Alabama right now really going to try to run some offense, slow things down, and get a quality shot.
20 on the shot clock. There's a quick release, and it counts for 2.
Roberson, that's the guy if you're going to pull up for a jumper that South Alabama wants shooting the ball.
15 for Roberson. That's double his season's average and then some. 73-71. Roberson, let's give him 17 tonight, and that ties his season's high. Here comes South Alabama after a rejection.
Rubin, great block. And South Alabama with an opportunity here to take their biggest lead of the game.
Well, this is a big possession. It can be a 2-possession game with South Alabama holding the advantage. 2.5 minutes to go in overtime. Carter can't get rid of White. 10 seconds to shoot. Roberson from the slot nails it. Roberson with 19.
Timeout Tigers. Becomes a full timeout.
That is a career high for Roberson. And LSU now trails by 4. Let's go back and look at some defense by South Alabama and a Roberson bucket.
Good job right here. Rubin just totally made that totally erased that shot right there by Bass. Bass jumped really early and really didn't have anything else to do there. And here's Roberson. You know, his coach is really, he knows his players, he knows their strengths, he knows what they can do offensively, and he's really set them up to have success. Once again, you got Roberson on one side, on the other side, and in the regulation, he set that up for Goldstein to go one-on-one. He knows what his players can do, and they've done a good job of taking advantage of their strengths.
It's not as though LSU has played poorly in the overtime period, but it has not been as good as South Alabama, which has found some confidence here, it seems, and is playing like a team that didn't come in here with a big deficit facing it.
Right, you know, they've done a good job, and LSU seemed a little tense right now. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of pressure once again. 2 minutes and 17 seconds left, and South Alabama has really risen to the occasion and played well in this overtime so far.
75-71. Roberson with 19, that's a career best. Rubin has 18. That ties his season's high this year. 2 others in double figures. Carter has 11, and Lundy has been a factor with 13 off the bench. Hickey has 12 points, but he's been quiet in the second half. Stringer with 18. Turner with 13. LSU with 3 in double figures. Right now on the court, it's White, it's Hamilton, it's Stringer. It is Hickey, and it is Turner.
LSU once again with an opportunity here to show what they're made of in these last 2 minutes.
Turner at the top, he's a good out-court shooter. We slide under the 2-minute mark. 15 to fire. Hamilton almost threw it away. And a reach-in foul is called on Goldstein as he tried to flick it out of Stringer's hands.
Right. It was better to foul him on the floor than foul him shooting a jump shot. So I think they're going for 1-and-1 here at the free throw line.
That's Goldstein's second foul.
Actually, it'll be 2 because they're in a double bonus.
And the next LSU foul will put South Alabama at the free throw line for 2 shots. Big free throws. Stringer was 12 for 13 at the stripe coming into the game, and he's 4 for 5 tonight.
They're bringing John Isaacs in, freshman, for defensive purposes here. And bringing Chris Bass in for defensive purposes.
So only White and Hamilton are the big guys on the back of the defense for LSU. 75-73. With 100 seconds remaining in the game. South Alabama in the first overtime has a 2-point lead. Rubin takes it from Wright. Got his defender sailing in the air, but White recovers and then runs back quickly.
Right, and I'm be honest, I'm surprised Rubin didn't
take
that shot over there. He did a good job of pump faking and getting the defender in the air, and he didn't take the shot, which would have at least put him at the free throw line. Here he is. He traveled there, shuffled his feet a little too much, but it was the possession before that when he had the ball that he really could have drawn a foul. He had the defender in the air, and he didn't take advantage of that opportunity.
In a worst-case scenario, he could have just simply leaned into White and easily drawn the foul.
Without a doubt. White was totally out of control and in the air.
75-73. This possession could tie it for the Tigers, or a 3-ball would give LSU the lead. Stringer lost that pass. He saw White alone underneath, and it came out of his hands.
He saw Hamilton first, and he jumped in the air, was going to get it to Hamilton. White was there as well, but unfortunate turnover for the Tigers. They got to get a stop here.
That's a costly one. It just sort of rolled out of his hands. Here's Wright. Finds Rubin. Misses from short range. Hamilton touched it last. It will go back to South Alabama.
And LSU once again got away with one right there because Rubin has not missed any shots at point-blank range, and that one was point-blank range with nobody contesting it. He just missed it. And then once again, Hamilton reaching for the rebound, couldn't put a hand on it.
But South Alabama has a full 35 seconds with 50 seconds left in the game. We've got the last regular season game of the season for you. LSU takes on the Arkansas Razorbacks in a football game which will have all eyes of the nation looking at Baton Rouge. We invite you to tune in Sunday at 7 o'clock Central Time for our exclusive Take the Late coverage right here on CST. Number 1, LSU against number 3, Arkansas. Could you ask for more? We've got more LSU programming on CST. Check out the website at coxsportstv.com.
That's going to be an exciting game. How do you got it? Well, number 1 versus number 2. Then you got number 1 versus number 3. Arkansas, the 3rd best team in the SEC West. And they also happen to be number 3 in the country.
It's amazing, isn't it?
The dominance of the SEC in football, by far the best conference in the country.
(75-73). Trent Johnson has seen a 10-point halftime lead evaporate as we play in overtime. Wendell Wright, a 6'5" junior college transfer out of Santa Ana Community College, throws it into Goldstein. South Alabama will use a lot of the clock here. They don't have to give it up until there's about 15 or 16 seconds left.
And once again, here's Goldstein.
Guarded closely by Stringer.
They're going to try to get it back to him and let him go one-on-one like they did at the end of regulation right here.
Rubin sets the pick. He'll take the shot, and he nails it. That is a big, big shot for the Jaguars.
Big shot for the Jaguars. This LSU, once again, they only have 20 seconds left, and they're down 4. They got to make sure something happens quickly.
They can take the 2. They don't have to force the 3. Stringer, Turner, no, White tips. Hamilton battling for it. Hamilton's got his hands on it momentarily. Saved by LSU. 3 ball in the air. Won't go. Hamilton again. 2 seconds left. He scores. Let's go back and look at Rubin's huge shot after setting the pick. There's the pick.
See what happened, right? That was really, he wasn't, they could have called that one. They could have called that, you know, but.
And after about 6 tries, LSU finally gets the follow-up bucket with 2 seconds remaining.
South Alabama really did a good job of making sure they did not foul on a 3-point shot. Goldstein, once again, can put it out of reach right here.
78.
Make it a 2-possession game with this make right here.
The lead is 3, 78-75. And that's going to do it in South Alabama's favor. The Jaguars from